Psychology says struggling to make friends does not always mean you are awkward, unfriendly, boring, or difficult to love. Sometimes, it means your mind has learned to protect you in ways other people cannot see. On the outside, people may think you are quiet, distant, or hard to approach. But on the inside, your mind may be constantly reading the room and asking one silent question: can I really be myself here? Friendship looks simple from the outside. You meet someone, talk, laugh, spend time together, and somehow a bond forms. But for some people, every step feels heavier. Starting a conversation feels risky. Opening up feels uncomfortable. Trusting someone feels like handing them a part of yourself and hoping they do not use it against you. So if making friends feels complicated for you, it may not be because you are broken. It may be because your psychology is carrying old stories, sensitivities, and survival patterns nobody ever stopped to understand. 1. You learn to scan for rejection before connection. Some people enter a room and look for friendly faces, but you may enter a room and quietly search for signs of emotional danger. A strange tone, a delayed reply, a small pause after you say something. Your brain collects these signals and tries to decide if you are safe. Maybe you were excluded before. Maybe you were made to feel strange for being yourself. Maybe you trusted someone and they disappointed you. So now your mind tries to predict the ending before the friendship even begins. To others, this can look like distance. But inside, it is protection. You are not avoiding friendship because you do not want it. You are avoiding the pain of wanting it and not being chosen back. 2. You are not afraid of people. You are tired of performing. There is a type of social exhaustion that comes from feeling like you always have to manage how you appear. You smile at the right time, laugh when expected, make small talk when your mind wants something deeper, and try to seem relaxed while checking every word before it leaves your mouth. After a while, that becomes draining. Not because conversation is impossible, but because pretending is expensive. You do not want people around just to avoid being alone. You want people you do not have to perform for. People who make your nervous system feel calm. People who let you exist without a social mask. 3. Your standards for connection are deeper than casual friendship. Some people can build friendships from convenience. Same class, same workplace, same group chat, same routine. But for you, proximity is not enough. You can see someone every day and still feel like there is a wall between you. You want connection that goes beneath the surface. You want to talk about what shaped someone, what they fear, what they dream about, and what makes them feel alive. You do not just want attention. You want recognition. So when casual socializing leaves you feeling empty, it does not mean you cannot connect. It may mean you are not satisfied with connections where your real self never gets to show up. 4. Overthinking turns friendship into a test. Have you ever walked away from a normal conversation and replayed it in your head? You remember one sentence you said too quickly, one joke that did not land, one moment where the other person looked away. Then your brain starts asking, did I sound weird? Did I talk too much? Do they think I am annoying? Instead of enjoying the connection, you keep checking whether you are doing it correctly. The painful part is that overthinking often comes from caring. You care about being kind, making people comfortable, and not being misunderstood. But when caring turns into constant self-monitoring, social life starts feeling like an exam you are afraid to fail. 5. You may be more sensitive to emotional energy than others. Some people can spend hours in a noisy group and feel energized. You may spend 1 hour in the same room and feel like you need a full day to recover. This does not mean you are weak. It may mean you process more than people realize. You notice tone, tension, fake smiles, uncomfortable silence, and who feels left out. While other people are simply talking, your mind is absorbing the emotional temperature of the room. That sensitivity can make you a deeply thoughtful friend, but it also makes social life tiring. So when you need time alone, it is not always loneliness. Sometimes it is recovery. 6. You struggle to believe people would choose the real you. Sometimes you secretly assume people would leave if they truly knew you. So you only show the acceptable parts, the funny part, the useful part, the calm part, the version that will not scare anyone away. But friendship cannot fully grow where you are always hiding. Real connection requires the courage to be a little less polished, to admit you are not always okay, to share your strange thoughts, and to let someone see your silence without immediately explaining it. The problem is that vulnerability feels dangerous when you have spent years believing your real self is too much, too quiet, too intense, too different, or not enough. 7. You may have mistaken self-protection for your personality. After years of being misunderstood, disappointed, or left out, you may start saying things like, I'm just not a people person, I don't need friends, or I'm better alone. And maybe part of that is true. Maybe you enjoy your own company. Maybe solitude gives you peace. But sometimes, what looks like independence is also a wound that learned how to sound confident. Sometimes, I don't care really means I cared too much before, and it hurt. There is nothing wrong with having a small circle. There is nothing wrong with being selective. But it is worth asking yourself, do I choose solitude because it nourishes me, or because connection feels unsafe? You can love your own company and still crave someone who understands you. You can be strong alone and still deserve support. Because needing friendship does not make you weak, it makes you human. The hidden psychology behind struggling to make friends is not that you are impossible to love. It is that your mind may be trying to protect the part of you that has been disappointed before. But protection can become a prison when it keeps out the very people who might have cared about you deeply. So maybe the goal is not to suddenly become more social, more outgoing, or more likable. Maybe the goal is to slowly become more honest. To stop performing for people who cannot meet you deeply. To stop chasing circles where you have to shrink yourself. To notice who makes you feel calm, not just entertained. To give safe people a small chance before your fear convinces you to disappear. You do not need a crowd to prove you are worthy of friendship. You only need a few people who can meet you where you are real. One day, you may realize that the same qualities that made friendship harder for you are the qualities that make you unforgettable to the right people. Your depth, sensitivity, loyalty, honesty, and ability to notice what others miss. You were never broken because you struggled to make friends. You were just looking for a kind of connection that does not require you to abandon yourself in order to belong. And when you finally find people who understand that, friendship will no longer feel like performance. It will feel like coming home. If this helped you understand yourself a little more, subscribe for more psychology videos that explain the feelings you have never been able to put into words.